Good evening, everyone. Are you able to see my screen? Okay. Okay. So we were discussing about interview questions, right? So any questions before moving further? Test plan, test cases, bug reporting and tracking, traceability matrix, test responsibility matrix, test response. Yeah, exactly. Okay. These are the different stuff you will get included. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be preparing whenever exactly. Yeah, whenever we get change requests like that, world test cases their itself will update. Yeah. Okay. Or if you want to keep maintain like different versions, so you just keep original version like that itself and copy it to new version and you will update. Okay, like that. It depends on the process whatever you are following for your project. Any more questions? Yeah, right. Yeah, perfect. Yes. Any more questions? Okay. Do you feel testing as a service or discipline? Both. Okay. Both you consider it as. So without discipline, how you provide service? How you provide service without discipline? Right. So testing is nothing but both discipline as well as service. What is done on your first day of work? What you do? I told couple of times. The first day, what is the thing is your project manager gets introduced with all of your team members, and he will assign someone like providing you overall idea about that project. Okay, so that is what your first day's job. And then slowly they will assign you simple user story, then going forward a little bit complex user stories, then whenever you get regression simple user story test case execution, like that they will give you. So you have to get into project means it will take 6 months. Okay, it depends on again your experience. Okay, then what do you do on the job every day? This is nothing but your daily roles and responsibilities. So creating test cases, executing test cases, reporting bugs, meetings. Okay, so this is what your job. What do you do if you have any questions to ask? Whom do you ask? See, in your daily roles and responsibilities, uh, issues is part of activity. So whenever you get any of the questions, you yourself you have issues means you yourself review it once, you yourself try to fix it up. If you don't resolve, you can ask anyone who is good for that issue. Okay, who is very senior or who is expert, that is very well you can, it's part of your daily activity. Okay, so how to deal with team members? With always with valid points. Okay, and good team coordination. Maintaining a good relationship is very important. How do you determine what to test in an application? Depends on bug fixed area and customer requirements. If you have no documentation about the product, how do you test? That is what I already told, right? So you'll discuss with whole of your team members. You get knowledge transfer or you analyze. Okay. So what are the simple document you have, or you will try to explore your application itself. You understand what exactly what, like that. You yourself get expertise about that domain and continue with your testing. How do you make that mean you remember, like if they're asking this question means they have project, this is the kind of stuff, like they don't have any documentation, so whether you will fit or whether you will be able to get into the project or not, that is what they are testing you. So these kind of questions you should be very careful, think a little bit and answer. How do you make sure that it is a quality application? How do you make sure? Exactly, yeah. That means another point, you can say like 98% of the bugs fixed and 98% of test cases got executed fine, then you'll consider it as a quality application and release it to customer. As a QA tester, can you tell me the situation when you felt the most proud of it? Whenever you resolve your one type means you'll be facing issues, right? So you resolve one issue. Okay, so that is what you say, whatever the project you are putting current project, so one issue you create and you say like you are resolved that issue. What made you choose a testing career? What is your answer for this one? More career opportunities. Okay, more career opportunities, that is what you have to say. Okay. Why should testing start in a project to deliver quality application? Let us say you have a web-based application to test. What do you do about testing it? What is the process? I already told. Okay. First you go for security testing, then functionality, then usability, finally performance. How do you ensure you covered 100% testing? How do you make sure? Just now I told, right? No, no. This is different. You covered 100% testing. How do you make sure? That means all the modules whether you have covered testing. Yeah. Traceability matrix. What problem did you face and how you resolve? Tell me about your worst bug. These kind of questions you never answer, okay? Even if you come across, but you never try to explain the interview. And try to remember like structure of your organization. For most of the projects, most of the companies, software engineer, senior software engineer, and test lead, tech lead, project manager, senior project manager, CEO. Okay, so like that. So what are the company you're putting? You try to make sure you search in Google, you may get so much stuff. Okay, you make sure one and they may ask you. Okay, so this is what you be prepared. What do you like about QA? It is good finding out an issue. Okay, it is one good role, and you will get a chance to explore more domains. Okay, you can grow very fast. That is what good communication, good maintenance management skills. How do you know it is sufficient testing? Traceability matrix again. Okay, and another thing here is a 95% of test case got passed, 95% bugs fixed. Then it is sufficient for testing at that point of time. How do you test client server applications when compared to web-based applications? I told couple of times. What can be done if requirements are frequently changing? This is very usual question you may come across. As a tester, you cannot say like you cannot restrict client why you are giving again and again, right? So accordingly, you will plan. So that is a very big headache for any of the project will face. But we don't have even alternative. So it's business demand, right? So your type manager or test manager will take decision accordingly. But as a tester, what you do is like you prepare well, you plan well, and try to test as much as possible. Your level best. As functionality that wasn't in requirement. What if the application has functionality that was not in the requirement? You bring it to your project manager, then they will take decision. You discuss with your team members and project managers, even if it's required client perspective. Okay, you can even intimate clients, then what is their decision, accordingly you will get it. How can software QA process is implemented without stifling productivity? It purely depends on experience. What is your team lead's job? Resolving the issues in the team, assigning roles and responsibilities, tracking status, assigning roles, assigning tasks, everything. What is testing methodology? Your waterfall model or V model you say. What is the agile methodology? What is general testing process? What do you say? General? No. This is direct question. I told during test management, if you remember. Test policy. Under test policy, you will come up with 4 different steps: testing definition, testing process, testing standards, and testing measurement. So this is what we should remember. Okay, this is very important into question. Okay, so testing process gets initiated by your testing manager by considering which types of tests you have to perform for that application. Again, how will decide your project manager like which types of tests you have to perform? Again, depends on type of application. So which type of application it is. Okay, so depends on type of application. If it is web-based application, you go for like if it is client server application, what you go for. Along with that one, if there are any special considerations for that application, even that one also they will bring it up. Then your tester will come up with a test plan. As a tester, will be analyzing the requirements and creating the test cases. Whenever we get a new build, we will be executing whatever the test cases we got created against that latest release. That is nothing but regression testing. While performing regression testing, if we find any mismatches, excuse me, we ourselves review it once whether it is a bug or not. Then we'll report it as a bug. Then bug reporting and tracking. Finally, this cycle will be repeatedly happening until whole application gets ready. Finally, whenever your application met customer expected quality, you close the defect. You will close the testing process. Okay, so this is nothing but like your testing process will be followed. How do you execute tests in test lab? You are aware of, right? What testing approaches can you tell me about? Testing approaches are nothing but what do you say? No. Testing approach I told couple of times. Usability testing means what you do, whether they are following Microsoft 6 rules or not. If it is web-based application, what do you do? Whether they come up with WCC standards or not. Exactly like that. If it is like test boxes or something like that, you have to validate boundary value analysis, sequence class partition. Okay, that is nothing but like testing approach. What is your goal? Deliver quality application. Describe this one you never handle. Okay, you say like in such a manner you're resolved, but you never into conflict. Tell me about a difficult time you had at work and how you worked. Sometimes whenever you release during releases, you may get a chance to work hard even overnight. Okay, that is very common. From your resume, I see that you have been working in one place for a very short period of time. This is in India. If you are frequently changing means they may ask you. Okay, in India especially they will ask you. Do you have any situations in the past where you have some arguments with your team members? Ignore this question. You don't say anything. Okay. What do you like about your manager? In your manager, some positive things you try to explain. Like he is very team coordinator, very helping nature. Okay. So, like, is there a format for a test case, test template, test harness? Even I also have to look it up here. Let me see what is test harness. Mm, this is one kind of mm, this is some developers will be going for. Okay, no, this is not related to tester. Developers will be doing, just ignore it. Okay. Have you written test plan? What is a test plan? What do you say? You never involved in creating test plan, but you are aware of what exactly it will contain in your test plan. That is what your answer. Test plan you can remember very easily. Just if you don't remember all the steps, at least couple of steps you remember and explain. What are the different metrics? Three metrics, right? Quality assessment metrics, process capability metrics, and test management metrics. Five common problems occur during software development: communication, communication gap, misunderstanding, team conflicts, okay, and domain knowledge, domain expertise. Like this, so many you will get. What if the software is so buggy? As a tester, what you do is like you'll report all those issues to your test manager or product manager, then he will take a decision accordingly. You can reject that problem. When do you stop your testing? What if there isn't enough time? You go for smoke testing or adapt testing, something like that. If you don't have enough time, or you do night hours. ISO certified company. Okay, this one they may not ask you, but they will may ask you like CMM level certification. Personal attitude. This is important. Are you better working in a team or working alone? What is your answer? Both. Okay, both is same. Whatever the team it is, you can play, right? Okay, both is it. That means they are asking this question means especially they may expect from you like independent contributor, individual contributor. Okay, otherwise they don't ask you this one. So both you answer. Anything is fine for me. List of 5 words best describes your strengths. Your strengths, whatever you feel like team coordinator, quick learner, okay, hard worker, soft worker. What are your two weaknesses? Everybody having some weaknesses, right? Okay, You don't say like I don't have any weaknesses, something you try to say. What is the employee's philosophy? They are putting some budget on you, means they are putting $100 means they should get from you like $1,000 or something like that, right? So that is what employees philosophy. Okay, so you are one resource for that company to earn money for that company. Okay, that is what employees philosophy. What do you see yourself in another 5 years? You say team lead or project manager. What do you see yourself in? What are you in QA? Why are you in QA? Good career growth opportunities, more exploring opportunities. Okay, that is what do you like this job? Why do you like this job? That means what do you answer this one? At this point of time, what you do is like before going interview, what is their roles and responsibilities you go through once. Okay, so you try to convince like I have very well worked in all those roles, and the company is little bit good, clients are good, like that little bit learn little bit about that company and try to explain. So that's why, and you show like you are interesting to join that company. Okay, positive attitude issue. What are the employees methods and process used in software arena? Okay, each and every company, each and every project, they have their own. What is the employees environment? Your employees environment. Okay, what are the platforms, domains? Okay, so what is the project you put? Accordingly you say. Be careful at this point of time. What do you like best about your company? You never say like negatives, try to say always positives. Okay, so but even though every company having positives as well as negatives, but try to say always positives. Process is good, all team members are very cooperative. Okay, work flexibility, like that. What is the employees environment? Again, different platforms. What do you like best about your company? What kinds of assignment might I expect? This is what you can ask your interviewer. Okay, finally once they're done with their interview, they will ask you, do you have any questions for me? At that time you can ask very well. So positive kind of questions you will ask. You don't ask like whether you got selected or not. Okay, you say like you were selected, you think like that, and like ask which kind of assignments I'll expect within 6 months, or what is the environment, what is the role I'm going to play, either manual tester or automation tester, or what is the domain, how long that project will be. Okay, these are the different questions you can ask them very well. Any terminologies that the company may use. Some companies, some projects, they may use their own terminology, like that. If you have anything, you can tell them. What is the structure of software testing team in your company? What is the structure they are following? Your designations you try to say. What are the responsibilities of the software testing team members? Your roles and responsibilities. How many computers? So you never count, right? It's a rough idea. More, many, some, if it is a big company, so many computers. What kind of software testing tools are installed in your software testing lab? Which tool we are working? All the tools, QTP, Silk Test. No, no, sorry. One company tool you try to mention. Okay. Even Silk Test also they may use in your company. Different tools also. Okay. So QTP, Quality Center, Silk Test, Load Runner, Silk Performer, something. What is the ratio between software developers and testers? What is the ratio? Perfect. Good. Okay. Pretty good. But it may get vary from project to project. What development and QM methodologies? What are the methodologies you follow in your company? Waterfall model, V model, and this is spreading like agile methodology. What are your growth projections for next year? where you are expecting in next 3 years or 2 years or 1 year. What are you expecting from our company? Your salary expectations, which kind of role you will expect, that kind of stuff you can tell them. So good flexible environment, work user friendly environment, okay. Right. Good team members. What did you learn from your previous companies? What was the experience you gained? All those one you try to explain. What do you want to be in next 2 years? Why do you want to work for this company? That's why I'm asking you, like, before going for that interview, whatever the interview you are going, just to spend 5 minutes, try to get to know a little bit about that organization. What is your salary requirement? What is backend testing? That is database testing. Have you done any backend testing, database testing? As I told a couple of times, like, as a tester, you have to get the job means database testing mandatory. Very high level, you don't want to go for in detail. It's very easy and very quickly you can learn. Very high level, you can search in Google. Even you want me to provide some data, some material means I'll be able to provide. Okay. How can you be sure that a query you rate is correct? If it is executing, then you say it is correct. Know that the data you put. Okay. So simple queries, data definition language, data manipulation language, like that. So many commands you will come across. All this one very high level you go for. In detail you don't want to, like giants, inner giant, outer giant. 1 hour if you spend, if you are from computers background, you'll be able to learn what is SQL, what is Oracle. Okay, just spend some time on before going interview. These are nothing but like different questions I come up with. You don't, I will assure you, like 99% you don't come up with you never come across any more questions or something like that. But sometimes logic related they may ask you. Another important thing you remember, like, if you are going for interview, yeah, I could have told a couple of times, so many times, the question itself answer. First thing you have to remember. The second thing, if you're not aware of, if you're not clear, you can ask how many times you want. And that question you should be aware of answer, but what you have to say, but what you have to tell, that is what you may get confused. These are the different points you have to remember before going for interview. 100% I will assure you, what are the questions you are getting, he is asking, you should be aware of, but you may get confused what you have to answer. So be careful, think a little bit, and most of the time question is self answer in testing. Okay, so this is nothing but like your testing interview questions, manual testing. In addition to that, anyone having any questions? If you put in your resume, they will ask you. Okay, Unix is very simple. You search in Google, it's like 5 to 10 minutes you spend, you'll get to know what is Unix. Yeah, it's very simple, like DOS, MS DOS, disk operating system is there, right? Character user interface. So, like that, Unix also is very simple. Okay, any more questions? It depends on the interviewer. You cannot say like this is what they will ask. It depends on always interview. Okay. Yeah, if you worked, you put in your resume, and if you're not aware of, I have long time back used, I have to refresh it. Okay, like that you try to say. I used it long time back. Okay, 1 year or 2 years back. I just have to refresh. They will ask again like you are coming for interview means you should refresh, right? See, it's a different interview. It depends on luck also sometimes. What they will ask, some people, it depends on requirement, and it's personal attitude also. Sometimes if you go for really, you'll get irritated attending interview. Okay, getting job is bit difficult. Once you get job, you can play. people are different mentalities. They will ask their own questions. Sometimes I feel personally very bad. Sometimes they may ask something. Even you never get a chance to do that kind of job or that kind of role. Okay. See, 90%, 99, 95%, I will assure you what are the questions we cover. From there is you have to get that right. But some persons may ask, that's what I mean. Not like all guys will ask. Okay. That is what if you come across that kind of interview means that is your bad luck question. You and another important thing you remember. First, you prepare well from your side. You go interview with attitude like you don't want job. I see my personally actually I feel little bit tensionous. If I feel something like I want it, I don't do well. That is my personal problem really. That is why I set minds. I prepare my mindset like this. If I want it, means I'll feel tension little bit definitely. If I don't want, my mind will be peaceful. Okay, so like that, how you feel? What is your mental like that? Exactly, that's what my intention. So to from your side prepare well, go interview with peaceful mind. You don't want the job. You yourself you what do you say? What I say is like you perform well. You prove yourself as a talented. Okay, he will give you job or not. Leave it to God. That's it. Leave it to God. One thing you remember, whatever the skills, whatever the concepts we covered, if you are perfect, there is no doubt in getting the job. 100% I will assure you. You attend, just only the thing is like you have to attend the interview. One thing you have to remember, you have to apply, you have to upload your resume in portals and apply as many as possible, and you attend interview. That is what from your side you have to do. You are attending interview means there is no doubt you'll definitely get the job. Okay, so you attend interview, you do your level best. They are giving you job or not, leave it. They are not giving you job, you are not losing. He is losing, you are not losing that job. These days you don't want to really worry. There are so many jobs available, very good hard requirement is there. Okay. So and another thing, you attend interview and people say like always what is my status, what is my status. They'll keep thinking and even sometimes they will email, but I don't feel that comfortable. You attend interview, you do your level best, leave about that job. Whether he is giving or not, leave it. What you do is like, what are the questions he asked, how you answered. If you come across any other questions, if the same set of questions in the next interview, if you come across, how best you answer. Like that, 4 or 5 interviews you attend. Once you get confidence, then nobody will stop you in getting the job. 4 or 5 interviews if you attend, so nobody will stop you in getting the job. They are not giving up means you are not losing that job. They are losing you. Okay, that is what you have to think about it. And you really don't want to worry. You will get job definitely, but only the thing is, from your side, you have to prepare what are the concepts we discussed. Next point is you have to attend interview. How you have to attend interview? You have to apply, right? Nobody will come your house and give you the job. That is what you have to remember, right? Okay. And confidently you say. Any more questions? Uh, Actually, the thing is, I have to connect quality center. So it's in my another computer. So I have to check it out. I will see like next class. I will show you. Okay. Yeah. Oh, 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 yeah. I will show you in next class. Okay. If you don't. Any more questions? Yes. SQL. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That is what basics you should be aware of. Okay. Very high level. You have to get. That is what. Yeah. Toad will use like the different companies, different tools they are using. Really, that is what you want means whoever want come up with means I'll come up with few sessions. Okay, like that. Okay. No, that is database is mandatory. Yeah, database is mandatory. See, if you want to go for tester means you may get a chance to validate database testing. Gmail, if you take where it will get stored data in database only, right? Any of the application, it is mandatory. Database should be there. Some database should be there. Okay. So that is the reason you should be aware of at least one database. But it's very easy. You have to spend some amount of time. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? They don't ask what is there in quality center, but they may. But you don't take it easy. Okay. You go. It's just 5 minutes. If you spend, you'll get to know everything in your quality center, right? So, even you are writing a test case in Excel means you can import or export variable. That one you have to install separate plugin. Excel for quality center. Once you install, you have to map in your test case a column to in your quality center test case ID. In normally in quality center, most of the people go for quality center, but there very few companies even today also they are using Excel. But you say like your quality center only. Okay. 9.0 I have right. I have shared it right. 9.0. QC. I'm not sure. I will share it up once again. Okay. Yeah, 9.0 that is licensed one. Yeah, I will share you. Yeah, latest version is 11. Okay. Yeah, sure. I will share it up. Okay. Any more questions? Any questions anymore? Anybody? Okay, then no questions means we'll end up our session. Okay. Tomorrow we'll start up with same time automation. Okay. Okay, that's me. Thanks for your time. Have a good day. Okay, all the very best. Yes, you can. Bye bye.